You know, people say, "Will it sharpen a dull knife?" Okay, on this episode of Dull to Sharp, I don't really. It's a little bit of a surprise, but I'm sure it's a knife. I hope it is. Okay, so anyway, from Dull to Sharp, and we're going to open our little bundle here and see what I have to work with. And it's gonna. All right. Okay, that's cool. So we have our normal selection here, the large and the small. Hi, buddy. How you doing? And so we have the large and the small 4-in-1 tool. Okay, like that. Go to sharpensbest.com. Look at our family of sharpeners. So we do that. We're gonna look at this one. Oh, it's like a neck knife. Maybe. Well, you'd have to give that a little harder pull. Okay. So let's put that over here. Put these here, and we do have our rust. Oh, that really actually just fits in there, so that's pretty cool. And then we have the poker chip sharpeners. Okay, there's two of them in there. Keychain on it. By the way, that's only a 4-pound pull, so if you happen to hook it on something, you might break the chain. So maybe don't leave it just dangling out there if you carry it on a keychain environment. So let's go to our Denver magazine. I'm glad they have lots of pages. And I know that's 2 pages. All right. Denver magazine. There. All right, let's look and see. It's a stabber. Oh, it's kind of a saw. All right, so let's fix that. Oh my. Okay, so I'm going to run it through the V because I need to cut some metal off kind of quick. I don't want to be here forever. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the V notch. That's 2 pieces of tungsten carbide at a V. And we have an interesting situation developing here. One of my friends did some checking on his knife after running it through the V a lot of times. Then he took a Lansky that actually has, the bevels. I think it starts out at like 17 degrees though. So there is some debate now, and I'm just going to tell you, about it because I just learned about it, that really isn't 10 and 10, which is 20. That's what I was told it was, so I didn't measure it or anything. But the person that did try to measure it says it's up closer to 15 degrees than it is 10. So we have to do a discovery on that and find out, because I'm not going to keep telling you that it's 10 degrees on each side if that in fact is not true. I'm going to remedy that situation as quickly as I can. Okay, so I'm going to set it down on the piece of wood, tip it a little bit. I got to get away from it just a little bit like that so I can lean over further. All right, and then I'm going to draw the knife through it like this, the blade. And I want it to really cut some metal off. And if I had a black cloth that I could catch the shavings on, you'd see it really is. I'm going to be quiet and you can really hear it. So from dull to sharp, I run it through the V, cut off some serious metal, and let's see here in just a minute. Now we just go lighter and lighter. Okay, come down here and take a look. You'll see the gray particles. All right. So now we're going to touch it up a little bit with this side. The straight line open face sharpener. I'm not going to change the angle of what I've always sharpened at because the muscle memory is there. And my knives slice paper and stuff really good. So even if it is a steeper angle, and I'll correct the verbiage of that later, if I do in fact find out that it's not down there around 10 degrees, okay, then I have to learn to say a whole different, bevel angle degree on there. All right, now we touch it super light. Let's see. Okay, now you have to admit that's a whole lot different than it was. I can still see out at the last half inch of the blade or so needs a little bit of work on it. So I'm going to set it down here. Use this as my pivot point. Get a good grip on the sharpener. Don't squeeze it hard like that. That's not necessary, but come right up to where you really have a hold of it. Set it down towards the hilt, slide it towards the point. Set it down towards the handle, the hilt, towards my hand, whatever, slide it out towards the point of the blade. Don't press too hard on it because we don't want it to really, really bite the blade when I'm doing this. Like that, and we'll turn it over. Do the same thing on this side. Alright, now we're going to polish the blade for just a little bit. We'll do 15, 20 times on this side. Turn it over, do the same thing on that side. I'll come back this way, out that way. I go out on that corner, back on this corner, out on that corner. I tip it over, come back here, out there, like this. Touch it lighter and lighter and lighter. Now I'm just going to touch it, flip the blade every pass, polish the blade, tip it all the way down to what you think is 10 degrees. 10, 12 degrees, anywhere in there, just like that. All right, now I'm going to feel, okay, if it catches, see how it doesn't want to let loose? Scared me because it actually really got my finger. So anyway, it doesn't want to let loose that way, but this way it does. That means the burr is over here. So let's take that burr off, and I'll show you. I'm going to chase the burr to the other side of the blade. Now see this, it doesn't catch really at all, but this way it catches seriously. Okay, that means the burr is over here now. So now I'm going to chase it back to the other side. The only reason I'm doing this is to prove to you there is a burr on the blade. I call it a surfer's curl. There's a little stretched thin piece of metal sticking out on the other side. So now I do this. See, it doesn't want to let loose, but this way it lets loose. That means the curl's over here. So how do we get rid of it? We chase it, and then we tip it every pass, and we cut the curl off the blade, just like that. All right, and we end up with a knife that should be a whole bunch sharper than it was. So from dull to sharp. We need to make a bunch of these videos because I got 3,500 videos on there. So maybe we label it dull to sharp, and then you go on the YouTube channel and you just go to YouTube Sharpens Best, and then in the search bar type in dull to sharp. And I'm not real informed on how all that works, believe it or not, with 3,500 videos on there. But I think if you put the title in our search bar, you'll come up with those videos, I hope. This is Brad Buckner, sharpensbest.com, dull to sharp, another successful sharpening video. We'll talk to you later.